Hello, how are you this evening? I am glad to be back. Just thought we'd come on and have a little chat, talk about explosion in Delphi news, boy. Wow, I haven't even been able to read everything yet. Got home on Tuesday, and didn't even have a chance to get the documents until yesterday. Worked on my normal shift on Wednesday until about 3:05 p.m. and then internet went out. Apparently, Verizon cut some big wires or something like that. And not only was internet affected, but cell phones, everything. It was crazy. So I sat here for hours waiting for it to come back on. And then last night, hubby had to do some work for work, and that takes priority over my YouTube. So here I am tonight. Hello, Necessary Evil. How are you? Hey, Lynn. How you doing? Melissa, good to see you. So I'm sure others will join us. This is kind of late, but I figured let's have a chat night. Talk a little bit about Delphi as far as what I know so far. What I've been able to listen to on reports from Court TV, stuff like that. What am I truly listening to during the day while I work? Have you heard of the boy in the box trial? One second. Okay. So yes, I have been watching the boy in the box trial. Heartbreaking. That one is. Charlotte Cena was kidnapped in New York. That was in your town, Melissa? Wow. That I'm definitely going to be covering that case. I've got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff. Oh, I bet she is having nightmares. I'm just glad that they were able to find that guy. So, for anybody just coming in, we're talking about Charlotte Cena, the girl that was kidnapped in New York. I did watch some news reports on her. Hey, Digital, good to see you. And it's amazing how they actually found her. I mean, if that guy hadn't been an idiot and put in a ransom note and left his fingerprint on there, if that didn't happen, there's a good chance she would not have been found for a very long time. And I'm just glad that he is that dumb and did do that, and that police were able to take that fingerprint and identify him and get her back. Oh, wow, Melissa. Her mom works close to you? Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I can only imagine what she went through for 48 hours. It's scary. We don't know exactly what he did. I hope that he didn't do what we all think he did. But she is safe and sound. She's going to need a lot of help, a lot of support. And all we can do is pray for her. Give her space, give her family space, and pray for her. Wow. Yes, Randy, that's what I just said. His mistake was his fingerprint. And thank God for it. Because without it, I don't know if they would have found her. Oh, you and me both, Digital. You and me both. And for them to find her in a cupboard, I mean, I think they found her just in the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. So, yes, I will be keeping up on that case and reporting on it as I'm just pouring a soda, sorry. I'll be reporting on it as more information comes through. So, oh, he should never be let out, Randy. Exactly. Never let him out. He's obviously a danger to society. I don't know, Digital. I'm still reading up on it. I just got the basics of it. But as I research it and report it to you, I'll make sure that I find that out. I don't know, Melissa. Do you know? Did he communicate or did he just grab her? Since you're right in that area. You know, a lot of these are just random. So weird. But I'll find out. That's for sure. But I just want to say that I wish Charlotte and her family all the love and support that we, the true crime community, can give them. She's going to need time. That's a scary situation to go through. And we don't know what he did to her. So let's just keep her in our prayers and we'll follow up on this case and demand justice and that this guy never gets out so that he can never do this to another child. So what was my weekend like? Wow. 7-hour trip to Indiana. We left here probably at about 1:30 in the afternoon by the time I got done working at a half day. Got to Indiana around 10:30 their time on Friday. And pretty much crashed right away. I was tired from driving and sitting in the car. Saturday was very interesting. I just want to say that Team Tabby for the Tabitha Shuck Rains case, Team Tabby is growing. I got to meet all kinds of wonderful, wonderful people this weekend. I met Indie Archive. I met Jinx. I met Bossy. And I met Frosty. And it was wonderful getting to see all of them. And Indie Archive is phenomenal. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please subscribe. Because he came 2 different nights. He came Sunday night and Monday night. Him and Jinx and Bossy, all 3 of them came both nights to support us. Sunday night, we had Jared Delph's memorial, celebration of life at Tipton Park. Okay, Andrea. Oh my God, girl, you've been at the shop a long time. So we had his celebration of life. They came, supported Andrea and the family. And then we got to do some videoing with the drone at Tipton Park. Yeah, Jared Jones. What am I saying? Jared. I'm reading your name and saying his. So Jared Jones, Andrea's brother, who was killed in an automobile accident. So one of the things that I need to do is I did videotape the ceremony, and I'm going to make a video for the family. So I have to do that. Like I said, Indy did a lot of drone footage. And we got some great videos for Tabitha's storyline. They dropped already. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. There is a group called LOS 105. These are individuals that went to school with Tabitha, and they wrote a song for her, and that song is in the video. So it's pretty awesome. Monday, we were back at Tipton Park for the vigil. I do have some footage, lots of pictures that I'm going to share with everybody at the beginning of the week here. And then Andrea and I will continue reading depositions. But yeah, I really have to send a big, big, huge thank you to Indie Archive, Bossy, and Jinx, and Frosty for coming. They've already posted things on their own channels for Tabitha to get awareness out about her story. And I am so thankful for their help and for them coming and joining Team Tabby. So lots of good things coming. Lots of footage to go through, that's for sure, from the weekend. Let's see. One of the things that we did on Saturday in the park is a recreation. And no, I have not shown any of this footage yet. I will be showing it this coming week. Like I said, I have a lot of footage to go through from the weekend, but it's going to blow your mind if you've been following this case. Sean, are you going to make it to the Memorial Walk on the 21st? No, I won't be able to make it on the 21st. Wish I could, but it's the end of the year and not enough vacation left. So, what other? Oh my gosh, so many big things have happened just this week alone. Suzanne Morphew was found. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was happy for her family. I'm hoping that now that she's been recovered, that her family can bury her properly and will get justice. I'm hoping there's clues and information that will help them arrest the person that is responsible for unaliving Suzanne Morphew. But I was extremely happy for her family to hear that she was found. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry. Next year, I'll be there. Yeah, Lynn, so glad she's been found. Hello, True Crime Fangirl. The question is, who killed her? They had to know the area very. Yeah, very well. I agree. Well, we all know that they arrested Barry Morphew at one time. And they dropped the charges, and I'm glad they did. Because now maybe they'll have enough evidence to charge him or whoever is responsible. Yeah, and the biggest thing is they were looking for a different person and they stumbled across her. Now, that's what originally came out, but I have heard, allegedly, that they were specifically looking for her. Whether that's true or not, we'll find out. Me too, Melissa. I have been watching a boy in the box trial. That's crazy. How you can keep a child in an 8x8 box in the garage with a mattress, a desk, and a bucket to do your business in is definitely child abuse. Now, they did let this child out to go to school, but when he was at home, he was primarily in this box. No windows, the door locked from the outside, the light switch was on the outside. He wasn't allowed to touch the air conditioning unit, and if he did, he got in trouble. And this is Florida, so Florida's hot. He testified. I got to go back. I only got to listen to part of it. I know that one of his siblings testified. So I've just heard bits and pieces of the case. I got to go back. But I know that they showed a lot of videos today. And it's crazy. Absolutely crazy and just heartbreaking that those parents would treat their child like this. Now, they adopted him from another country. They were supposed to love him and care for him. And this isn't the first time they've done this. He also lived in a box in Arizona. So I'm looking forward to hearing how the defense is going to play their part in this and try to defend the father's actions. Hey Mark, how you doing? It's very sad. Very, very sad. Okay, I'm getting a message here. Hang on. Okay, that's all right. Another big bombshell. Bardstown. Has anybody watched the documentary about the missing women from Bardstown? I did. Well, there was an arrest in the Crystal Rogers case this past week again. And it was her ex-boyfriend. I'm going to bring this story to you too because it's full of twists and turns. Not only did Crystal Rogers go missing and her body has never been found, but her father, who was investigating this case, also was killed. And just yesterday, during a court hearing, there was a big bombshell that there was a gun that was sold to an undercover agent under an alias by the ex-boyfriend, and they believe they're testing that because they believe that gun is the gun that killed her father. So, if you have not heard of the Bardstown murders, I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to go over Crystal's case first, and then we'll talk about some of the other missing women from that area also. What else? I'm also looking into the Natalie Holloway case. She's the teen that went missing in Aruba on her class trip. We all know that Joran Vandersloot has been extradited to the United States. There's a bunch of information that's coming out in that. So I'm going to go through that case also with everybody here. So there's going to be a bunch of new cases coming out. I'm going to try to get online and either do a pre-recorded video or a live stream of these cases every other day to get the more content on the channel and to get you more information. And then we'll cover anything else that comes up also, any newer cases. Is there new stuff on the Ramsey case? I'll have to look into that because that's another one I keep an eye out for. So I would have to say, since Mark is in here, Mark, are you still in here? I'm waiting for a response. I know he said good evening, everyone. Yes, okay. So Mark, I think this weekend with Tabitha's vigil and our new team members coming on to Tabby's case, we had a fantastic weekend. What do you think? I have a Dropbox. I've never used a Dropbox before, but I have, excuse me, I have a Dropbox full of pictures and videos that Indie Archive took. And I can't wait to share that and the pictures I took and the video of the reenactment with all of you. Yeah, both of them. And then I'm also going to bring to you guys, yeah, Mark says very much so. Yeah, great weekend for us. I just got to say, part of our little chat tonight, you know, I wanted to talk about cases and everything, but I really want to talk about how these cases affect the families. Because we get to see articles and videos on the news and everything about families, right? But until you see it in person and how it affects them, it's different. It's different when you're seeing it in an article or a video versus in person. We never have a really large turnout to Tabby's vigils. But those individuals that do come, and there's new people every year that come. Some can come each time, some can't. And watching those individuals and how her death affected each person opened my eyes so much. I know how it affects Mark and Buffy. You know, I know how it affects me even though I don't know her. But seeing two individuals from LOS 105, the group that wrote her song, be there and talk to me and tell me how they knew her and, you know, the things, how special this song is to them and how special this fight for justice is to them, and how she used to meet her friends at McDonald's and they would just chat and have a good time. You know, it's those stories that make it real. And it's seeing what Mark and Buffy go through every day. And just the fight they have in them to finally get justice after 21 years. Hey, Ruckus, how are you? But I just can't wait. I am so optimistic and what's the other word I'm looking for? Hopeful for Tabby's case. I really am. I really am. Now, when it comes to Delphi, there are things that I have heard and watched that really concern me. But before we get to that, Mark says, I was blown away by the new Tabby song. Then Indie Archive showed up Sunday. Wow. I can't thank him and his team enough. Thanks so much, each one of you. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, Andrea, we know that you would have been there. But we'll get there again together. I took some pictures for us. Sean says, I'm working the case of disappearance of Ray Greiker, the PA, Center County DA, that went missing April 15, 2005. He was the first one investigated, Jerry Sandusky. Oh, wow. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so like I said earlier, when it comes to Delphi, I'm still reading the newer documents. So I'm trying to get through them. I'll be able to do that tomorrow. But, Ruckus, I'm sure you're kept up on everything. The whole thing with the professor really bothers me. So what I'm hearing is that law enforcement said they didn't remember his name. That he said that it had nothing to do with any cult or Odinism. And then we find out that was wrong. They did know his name. They had a statement from him that they found. Is that right? Yeah, that was my first response. Bad news for the prosecution. I can't believe it. Why? Why would you come out and say that you can't remember his name, that he didn't think it had anything to do with the cult, and then find out that that's not what he said, and you did have his name, that you lied? This case is unraveling faster than we think. The prosecution is absolutely in trouble. Absolutely. And if one more thing comes out about law enforcement not telling the truth, she's going to throw this case out. That judge. Absolutely. She will throw it out. And that infuriates me. Because no law enforcement should ever lie about anything when it comes to witnesses, discovery. I know it looks bad and that they have solid evidence, but is Judge Gull going to look at the things that they've done wrong and honor the Franks motion and throw out evidence? That's my worry. So the lie was the fact that they couldn't remember the professor's name, that he said that it had the sticks on the bodies had absolutely nothing to do with a cult or Odinism or anything like that. And that's not what he said. He said it was characteristics of a cult of some kind. No. Digital, you got that right. I hope Carter's core investigative team is different than you betcha. And I'm hoping that, like Ruckus says, they have solid evidence. I'm hoping that this evidence stays in. But from what I can see, just from the past few weeks, I don't see this trial happening in January. There are plenty of PC to arrest him to get the search warrant, but they said, I say move him and give him a Franks hearing. I agree. Because of everything that has come out, they need to have this hearing. They need to find some place that is safe for him other than the prison. That is my opinion. Because this man is presumed innocent until proven guilty. And I know that it came out that the defense wants it televised. The prosecution has to come out and say, no, they don't want it televised. You know, it's just a quid pro quo thing, you know, and I think I'm hoping, because Judge Gull was on this committee to get cameras in the courtroom, that she will allow it. I know I want to see it. I want to hear it for myself. I don't think they're going to do anything. Well, I can't say that, because Judge Gull did say it was up to the Department of Corrections. But I haven't heard anything about him being moved. I know, Melissa, I'm trying to keep up with that one. It's just really hard right now. Mark says, on behalf of Drake and Tabitha's family and mine, thanks to each of you that support us and care for us in any fashion. We would be lost doing this alone. Well, you're not alone. Not at all. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. She has 30 days. Judge Gull has 30 days to grant the Franks motion or deny it. So we got to wait and see what happens there. See what else drops from the defense and the prosecution too, man. A lot has come out. There was a lot of talk in that 136-page document about the crime scene. Some I had heard. There's been a lot of rumors about how that's been. My understanding is that some creators, I do not, some creators do have crime scene pictures of Abby and Libby. And I absolutely support the fact that they are not showing them on YouTube or any other platform. That is not something that we need to see. I have not seen them. I've asked questions about them. And that's just so I can know what I've been told is right and what I've been told is wrong. So Roxy says she thinks the Frank motion will be denied. Oh, do I want to see that deposition, Digital? I can't wait for that one to be dropped. No, I understand, Sean, completely. Completely. I want the cameras in the courtroom. And I know Roxy said she thinks it'll be denied, but I want them to have one. And the reason I want them to have it is so all of this gets ironed out. Finally. We know what's the truth, what's not the truth. We need this man to have a fair trial. It's got to be done right in order for there to be a conviction or an acquittal. So, yeah. I saw a weird channel, like a video made a year ago, tree branches kind of like the rune pattern, and I think faked up pictures. Yeah. From what I am hearing, the way the defense described the area or the girls is correct. The only thing that was incorrect is that Abby was not wearing Libby's jeans. Abby was wearing her own jeans. Oh, okay. So I do not believe that for a minute. Absolutely not. I do not believe for a minute that Abby was wearing Libby's jeans, because we all know Libby didn't have jeans on that day. So crazy. But it'll be interesting to see what else comes out. And I'll have more to talk about once I read the documents tomorrow. So for our family, tomorrow at the high school, it is homecoming. So in the morning, I have a parade. Then I have to go do concession stands during the football game. And then after I think about 4:30, I'll have free time to read all this stuff. Oh, good. I'm so glad you made it home safe and sound. So what does everybody think? Do you think this trial is going to happen in January of 2024? Because from what I'm hearing, the defense wants to do a bunch of other depositions. And they don't even have all the discovery. And we're on October 6th. Is it possible for them to get all the discovery and do all these depositions in 3 months? I don't know. I think it was worded wrong. Libby's sweatshirt and jeans is the possessively. Libby's meant for just sweatshirt or for both. Yeah, I don't know. But the way it was written, it made it sound like they were saying that Abby was wearing Libby's jeans and sweatshirt. And I say BS. Miracle Heart says no way in January. What does everybody else think? I don't see how it can happen. I don't see it. I need a haircut. My hair's growing out too fast. So I'm just going through, seeing if I missed any other comments. They had a rededication of the trail at Delphi 2 weeks ago. Dan McCain was there, but Dave was not. Interesting. Let's see here. Yep, Melissa, you want cameras in the courtroom? Yep. I think there will be a trial, but not necessarily in January. And in my opinion, it's possible that the defendant might die before trial. Guilty or not, he's late, middle age. That is a concern. He is under a lot of stress. He is. And I don't know. I'm thinking late January 2024 that it's going to happen, or 2025 even. A family friend has been set to testify and the case keeps getting delays. Yeah. There's so many cases right now that are delayed. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Why is there supplemental motion for Frank's hearing and defendant's additional Frank's notice? That will tell you something. Yeah, Second one is one that I have to read. I think the prosecution has yet to turn over the most. Yes, I agree. And why haven't they? If this is supposed to go to trial in January, that defense should have everything. I don't feel sorry for him, but my main thing is, okay, when we get to this trial and this trial takes place, and if the verdict is guilty, I do not want anything that happened during that trial to be able to get appealed. I know there's always appeals, but I don't want anything, any mistakes done. So that's why I'm saying, give them the Franks hearing. You know, fight it out. Let the judge decide so that nobody can say he was treated unfairly. Put everything out there, give everything to the defense, let them try their hardest. If he's found guilty, there won't be anyone saying that, oh, this wasn't done and oh, that wasn't done and he deserves a new trial and all that BS. I don't want any of that. I think the second Frank's filing was in response to more discovery items. That's what it sounds like to me. And absolutely, the defense is doing their job. They're coming up with alternative theories. They're creating reasonable doubt. That's their job. It's up to the prosecution now to hit back and say, oh, no, no, no. Right? Hi, DGR Dave. How are you? The pieces don't all fit for me. Yes, I agree. I keep reminding myself this, okay, when it comes to Richard Allen. This is my thoughts. This is my opinion. For 5 years, Ellie would not name persons of interest, nothing. And then last October, they made an arrest. Now, in my opinion, Ellie is not going to just arrest anyone. They have to think and or know that they have enough to charge this individual. Now, the key thing is this: felony murder. All they have to do is prove that he had something to do with the girls that day that resulted in their unaliving. And he's guilty. Now, does that mean he actually did it himself? Not according to that charge. He just has to have played some part of it. And that's why they charged him the way they did. So that's what I keep coming back to. The more I hear The more we read in these motions and stuff, I firmly believe, and I've said this for a long time, I do not believe it was one person. Absolutely not. I believe multiple people were involved. So let's see here. Does anyone here think there will be more arrests? Marv, do you think there will be more arrests? If they can get people to finally turn on each other or find the evidence to arrest more individuals, then yes. The only reason they have not is because they don't have the evidence. If RA left at 1:30 and they would have investigated him 6 years ago, he probably could have proven he left. Maybe. But that's the defense saying he left at 1:30. If you go back and look at all of his earlier statements, his statements said that he was there till 3:30. So is that the defense throwing in a bone, saying, "Oh no, Ellie had it wrong. He said all this time he was gone by 1:30." And I want to know if that conservation officer, now I heard that he supposedly videoed or taped this conversation with RA, but he was looking for this information. He better find it. He better find it. That's all I got to say. Roxy says she believes there will be more arrests. And that's okay, Anna. There's so much to this case. Crazy. Drives me crazy. Not sure if it's on the burden of the prosecutor to prove other people were involved. Well, it should be. Not in Richard Allen's trial. It is not the burden for him to prove that others were involved. But if you truly want justice for these girls, you have to go after them all. I don't want just one. I want them all. No, they're saying there was no fight at all, but the grandpa's saying there was a fight. That's part of the confusion. Hi, Miranda. Okay, so I think one of the reasons that nobody identified him is because he changed his appearance big time. I mean, look at the pictures of how he looked on that day versus a month, 2 months, 3 months later, shaving his head, growing out the big beard. I mean, that could explain why nobody noticed him. I like that digital. Find evidence. They can't keep up with what they already have. Hiawatha, hi. So happy you're covering Bardstown. That case is nuts. That gun that killed Crystal's dad was bought from her boyfriend's brother. Okay, that's good to know. It depends on how the interaction was exchanged. if the person who took the statement from RA didn't record the exact time. True. There is one person in an extreme situation, yeah, but I have always thought that there's more than one person, and I'm sticking to it. I know you can control 2 girls with a gun. I know that. But it's just something in my gut. It's just something in my gut. And I have to go with my gut. So, until I see that he was the only one, somebody can prove to me that he was the only one, I'm still going to believe and think that there was more than one. But, all right. So, what is up for upcoming shows? Sunday, part 3. Have you seen this? I'm going to continue showing documents, pictures, snippets of conversations for Delphi. That'll be coming up Sunday. Monday, I have an appointment one day this week. I'm not sure what day it is. I will have to find out. But I will get all that straightened out, and I will get together with Andrea, find out what nights she's available, and I will put out all the lives for the week by the end of day Monday, so that you all know when they're coming out. Tomorrow morning, I will make, or actually I could do it tonight after this. I will make the live for Sunday for part 3 of Have You Seen This Information? We're going to continue with that because I got enough of it. In fact, I keep snipping stuff from my phone as I see it, and I got to get it off my phone onto my computer. Digital's happy about that. So we've got part 3 of Have You Seen This Information? We're going to continue with the deposition of Kyle Neff in the Tabitha case. We're going to show the reenactment that we did. Plenty of videos and pictures from the vigil. Absolutely. All of that is coming. And then, in the meantime, I'm going to work on Crystal Rogers and the Natalie Holloway update and anything else that may blow up in the meantime. So, and bring you some missing people also. So you might get some short 5-10 minute, 15-minute pre-recorded videos. You might get some longer ones, and then you'll have some lives too. And I'm going to try to continue that trend each week. But for now, I got to go. I've got to go get my son. He's at the bonfire for homecoming. But I will see you all Sunday. Delphi is the one getting ready to blow, in my opinion, digital. That and maybe Idaho. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and I will talk to you soon. Remember, Justice matters. Bye.